Hey guys, it's Nick, and I'm just capturing a Here's a Newerth game I had. This game, it's actually pretty epic. If you want, you can just skip to the end. I'm fine with that. It's it's pretty intense towards the end. Um, Hopefully it'll start getting underway. I don't know what my computer is doing here right now. Obviously, it's thinking. Here we go, replay controller, and whoa, it's not that long. Okay. Just gonna put this down here. We'll look at it from my perspective, just to make it easier on me, and lock the camera to me too. I guess I can't do that yet. So you'll look at my team as it comes up, and we have Rhapsody already, and Flint Beastwood, Witch Slayer. So Corrupt Disciple comes out, and I like Nymph a lot. Sometimes play Defiler. I wanted Defiler this game, didn't get, or Plague Rider, but just looking at our team composition, I just couldn't justify taking one of my normal heroes. Sometimes I play Andro. So this is actually, I'm going to take Armadon here, and this is the first time I ever played Armadon. So obviously, I was a little bit like, you'll see as they pick. I was kind of waiting on their lineup to see what I should take, but Armadon didn't seem too difficult, and so my pick should come up, right? Yep, there you go, Armadon. And I just felt like we really needed a tanky hero, just because we had a good bit of damage, we had a good bit of support / stun. I just couldn't take another support. Like, we're just gonna lose if I do that. So I opted to go for the tank, and here I am. My computer obviously makes me look really dumb because it doesn't want to load up. I don't know, it's a weird thing in games. I'm either like the first or third for like 1, 3, or like 11 or something. Like, I don't know why. Also, sometimes I play games and I'm in Europe. Like, if I play in the morning, and oh my gosh, playing in Europe servers. I'm at US East. Like, I live on the East Coast, so like being in US East servers is great. Very little delay. If I have to play on Europe or something, it shouldn't be too bad, but for some reason it just kills me. So fortunately, I do believe this is US East, and it's just my computer not being able to play back. Here, as was my first game as Armadon, I do pretty much just follow that first guide they give you. I don't know enough to be able to play otherwise. So I don't know, a lot going to me. I'm also just going to be auto-leveling skills. Just with the guide. Normally I try and learn a hero, how to play him a little bit, and then with the guide, have them level my skills, and then kind of get the feel of everything. That way I can focus on casting my skills, not making my team lose, eventually working into doing everything on my own. Also, in this game, it is important to realize that this is a casual game through matchmaking. It's not a public game. And I don't know why I'm not moving. I really like that spot to stand in. Neither's Rhapsody, and other people are moving, so I guess it's not. I feel like I'm playing a game right now, and I just didn't realize I went to matchmaking instead of replay. And I'm like, my team's gonna be like, oh, I'm just standing here. So, oh, here I go. Also didn't realize my weapon was a flail at first. I thought I was just punching them. So hopefully, I've been having this glitch where the ground blacks out. It happens in some games, and it makes me do so much worse. So yeah, here I'm just gonna basically buy the starting items. I think pretty much for like exactly as they are there, and then I'll take auto level abilities. One important thing about his abilities, I'll go over them kind of more as I use them, but Snotstorm gives a 20% movement speed slow on the first one, and -1 armor. And then it stacks, the slow and the armor stack, and it levels up as you level it up. Now for me, I did not know that Snotstorm stacked as a slow, so I did not cast it very frequently. That was obviously a mistake. I have played with him since, and it is much better. But that is one thing to remember, that you can stack it, especially at higher levels. The stacking -12 for the second one. Minus 12 more puts him at minus 45. You know, you can really do a lot of damage. Anyway, excuse me, I'm going to grab a water really quick. So here we are. I don't know why this is still up. I'm definitely not still shopping. So here I am, obviously just standing here, you know, being a pro. That's what pros do in the beginning of the games. They just stand next to the shop for like 10 minutes. So I don't know what I'm doing here, but obviously, okay, I need to start running to the lane so I don't get beaten out by the creeps. One of the big things is everyone's trying to like kick people here, and we all do play this game 4v5 or 5v4, so it should be an easy win. It is not. It's a very close game. My team like really should have probably done better, but I do decent, especially considering it's my first game as Armadon. I try and block. I am so bad at creep blocking. Like, I don't even know why I try. Well, I try because obviously, how do you get better if without trying? But I do try and creep block. So here, obviously, just running up the lane, failing at blocking. And Rhapsody's here for support. And now I'm running back, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just wasting time. It's probably because I'm used to playing Nymph, so I was going to go ward, and I was like, oh, wait. I don't ward. I'm a tank. I stand in lane and get last hits like a pro. Oh my god. And my last hitting this game, like I said, first game is Armadon. Not good. Also, I hate this. I don't know why people, like, if you play the tutorial of the game, it tells you not to auto attack in lanes. But like some people do it anyway, so. Oh, here, this is ridiculous. We should have totally gotten this kill. But, like I said, I just didn't know about Snotstorm stacking, so I only cast it once here. And I should have cast it like 2 or 3 times, because combined with, you know, the armor and everything else, but as you'll see, the amount of damage he takes right here is just absurd. Then he comes back and, like, oh, it's so close. Like, that's so wrong. Yeah, he's at 80 life there, but I don't have my my quills because it goes first level Snotstorm. So we take some tower aggro. Obviously, I don't want to take too many hits from the tower at level 1, so I'm just going to get back. Rhapsody, of course, is going to run after, and then here I run in to tank tower hits for Rhapsody. That's what I'm doing right now, is because I knew she cannot take the hits, like not at all. So I actually run in to take some hits from the tower, so it'll take the aggro off of her. I don't know if that really works, but I did it. And here I take a Tango, or a Runes of Blight out of like the worst tree ever. So I'm going to get slowly regen. Did level up. There, I do have my spikes now. And slowly regenning my health back up. This is also good because now I'm getting some Soul EXP in lane, and Rhapsody's not standing here auto-attacking the creeps, which it's one of those things where like I feel like that's like a just basic tenet of all MOBAs, and I don't know why I didn't even try and get that last hit. That was so bad. Oh yeah, and here I feel like I should just be going spines. Oh, here, if he had told me he was going here, I would have just been all over this guy, but. So here I believe we get the first blood. I believe we get it. Yeah, Rhapsody gets it. I probably should have, but I just wasn't really prepared for it, and I'm still kind of getting used to him by this point. So I don't know. I don't really stack the quills as effectively, you know, stuff like that. Which is unfortunate, but you know, it does give me some gold, does give me some EXP. This is another thing. People always vote to remake, and I've never had a remake pass regardless. Like, I've had 2 people drop out of my team for DCing. I'm fairly low MMR, so it's common. And, you know, I've had 2 people drop out of my team and still not get the remake, so it's just one of those things. Here, I actually didn't realize I could pass this. Well, and I was just not paying attention. I just didn't care. So obviously just getting a Tango, get some more regen. Another thing I didn't realize is how limited Armadon's mana pool is early game. I just wasn't expecting it to be so low. Like I said, first time I'm really playing a tank, first time I'm really playing him. So I do kind of like abuse the mana a little bit, and then it hurts me later. But at this point, I'm basically figuring we should just be pushing, because there's no one in our lane. I'm going to try and stack up some spikes and get some last hits with them. And really there, seeing I'm actually getting some last hits now. My creep score is still 4-1 at almost 3 minutes in, so not good. But I am coming from playing Nymphora to playing Armadon, so it's a bit of a change. Here I'm going to pick up my boots. It's one of those things. I also have been working on trying to get the courier. I don't know, but it's one of those things where I had never used the courier, and then I figured now I should start using it. So here, this is one of those things where like my partner doesn't realize that I'm like shopping, and they run in, and wow, that was really bad. I felt like I was closer than that. But so I get a couple hits, but not much with one Night Hound. I'm running away. But here, like, I get the slow on him. You know, I'm using the spikes to chase, and like I don't know why people wanted me to attack him. Like maybe just pressure, but I felt like normally when someone pings, like attack someone now, it's because they're like waiting in the woods, they're coming up, and they want obviously damage or something. So I don't know, but not getting the gank. Obviously right now I'm not even getting CS, so pretty bad times. I'm just not doing well here. But I do get boots. And get back in lane, you know, really. There you go. See, I'm using Snotstorm again, getting off a couple hits on him. And here I realize, oh crap, they dove on me, and I have it's not the worst. I always click on the frickin', what's it called? The mini-map when I'm trying to run down, or I'll click on my skills. Oh my gosh. It's been so bad. Obviously my reaction time there was so bad, and it really should be much, much better than that. But here I am. I do get out, 150 health, so not that bad. And I do have a few more runes, so not the worst thing can happen. It is always bad when you're playing against Night Hound and you're low. Really, I hate when invis heroes are free, like they're one of the free, I think, 15, because in pub games, an invis hero, you just don't have the coordination to really fight against them. Heroes like Fade and Scout, it doesn't matter how much you shut them down. You know, you're one person, your team's gonna feed them. You don't get the best players, especially at my MMR. So one person is a Fade will wipe your whole team, or even if you're level 25, they'll pick off every other player on your team. And you know, there's only so much you can do against it, because obviously no one else is buying an eye. Picking up some more CS. I'm still doing really poorly on it. It's really one of those things where I'd be madder at myself for this game going the way it did. But just because it's my first time with him, it's one of those things you just can't. Oh, and I missed the last hit on the siege creep. So much gold. But yeah, this game kind of builds up pretty quickly, as you'll notice. We have 2 kills, they have none. And in general, we have a pretty big level advantage. And we have a player, or do we have a player advantage yet? I don't think we do. But yeah, I'm pretty sure one of their players actually drops out. There you can see Nighthound. He had the Snotstorm on him, so you could see him for a little bit. And here I'm basically just trying to show them my back. And our team did get another gank off. The nice thing about being a tank, though, is when you're used to playing heroes like Nymphora and stuff, you don't ever die. Like, you'll notice I play really cautious. As Armadon, it's pretty much a mistake. I mean, there's no reason you need to be as cautious as I am. But yeah, I'm used to playing Nymphora where you have 800 health when you're level, I don't know, 9. Like even once you have up one of your fortified bracers, you don't have that kind of health. So it's one of those things where since I'm not used to really playing them, I do somewhat poorly. Creep score 7-1 now. You'll notice we are 6-5, 6, 8, and 6, and they are 5, 6, 4, 5, and 5. So some of our players really have a large advantage, especially Flint. Which I don't know how this game ends up going as it does. There must be some like huge turning moment or this is kind of a good and bad. There you go. Someone gets killed by neutral creeps, which I didn't really understand. And then here I am trying to do as much damage as I can. And I clearly should have cast Snotstorm instead of used my spikes there. But obviously I didn't know. And here the creep is just like blocking me that whole time. And I mean, I'm obviously getting screwed. Chasing, you know. He's at pretty good health. 350, I'm doing 75 max, so. And then there comes Flint. And this creep just oh my gosh. Like, I didn't realize I'm running into a creep the whole time I'm running. But he does eventually go down, yeah, right there, and I get the kill. So, not bad. It was a really long chase, and I lost a ton of experience just for running around. But overall, it's good. You'll see, got me a bunch of gold. Anyway, Armadon's ability while I'm going over it. Snotstorm slows, 20% slow for the first one, regardless of the level, and then you get increasing armor, minus armor, and movement speed stacks per use up to 5 times. Meaning your max armor stack, I believe, is -3, which will go up to -15 armor, which is a ton, but it might not even be that much. It might be 2.5. And 5 stacks at 12 movement speed is 90% slow, so if you get that stacked all the way up on someone, it's just done. Spines, these are big, 80 damage, and then 25 for each time you cast it in the last 13 seconds, which means if you just sit there and all you do is stand and cast W, you're doing 80 on the first one, 105, 130, up to 6 times, so you're doing, the last one you'd be doing 230 damage for a Spine Burst, which costs 30 mana, which is good. You also have this ability passive. You take less damage from the rear and less from the sides. And whenever you take 200 damage from behind, you will release a Spine Burst. And their ultimate gives you better attack damage and movement speed after you cast a spell. So basically, while you're running away and people are chasing you, you're just spamming Spine Burst, giving yourself movement speed, and doing damage to them, which stacks up. So here I'm just taking some tower hits, trying to do some damage to this top tower. As far as the items I have, Iron Buckler, blocks some damage. It's really big on a tanky hero, especially when you might be taking creep damage when you're pushing, or really anything. Or it makes a difference. It probably made the difference when I didn't die earlier and it was that close. So here I'm running away, casting, and it's one of those things where the coordination isn't there in pub games. Like, I did not know Rhapsody had the stun, or had a stun even, because it's one of the 600 cost heroes, and my movement speed is so much higher that now she's gonna die. I clearly shouldn't have been running away. So that's my fault. That's all my fault for that death. I do have life tube, +5 health regeneration, +3 strength, marchers, so I have movement speed, and a TP stone, which I can't use because I don't have enough mana. And this wasn't the first time I figured out they cost mana, but yeah, that was my fault. I don't say so, but it was. So now I'm 1-0-1, and our team is 5-2. So I'm just kind of standing around, getting experience. Try not to push too far up, just because I know there's the possibility that Nighthound is in the area, and obviously he is, so I'm running away, spine bursting, doing a good chunk of damage, taking a lot too, and I'm just going to run down through. I believe they try and chase this. I don't know why. They're going to have to dive a lot of towers. The thing is, once I get to this point, I basically decide I'm just going to run all the way back. I had 250. Do I? So we get a tower on the far side. Basically, I got a little bit more money, so I'm gonna have some items coming in, and I feel like I run back here. I might try and courier, just because I've been trying to use the courier, so I'm better with it. But just getting used to the system and trying to not stand around like an idiot while I'm couriering, which is what I'm doing right now. How about that? Just trying to do less of this. Another thing I always do is I always forget to switch back to my hero and then tell the courier to just go to the spot where I was about to go, and still pretty much a noob. I haven't played too many games, but overall, I'm learning pretty quickly, so it's not bad. I really do like the game, though. I recently got verified, which hasn't made too much difference. Shorter queue times, slightly better games. I don't do verified only just because I like queuing as quickly as possible, and it's also nice having had access to certain heroes I've purchased. I now can use all the time. By purchased, I mean with the silver coins, not gold. As much as I would love to just buy all the heroes. And fail last hitting under the tower. So here I'm just staying back, getting experience. Rhapsody is dying, of course. Yet again, I'm being too cautious because I'm not used to playing support. She's being aggressive. It's kind of a weird, backwards. And there you'll see I took some damage from my chalice. So now I have mana pretty much all the time. And I'm going to be able to really just spam these quills off. And still not last hit, because who last hits? Last hitting so dumb. Just standing next to the creeps is the best thing. What's this telling me? Oh, it's telling me what I gain. Well, there you go. So for each strength point, I get damage, 19 health, and 0.03 health regen, which is not very much regen, but, you know, max health and damage, because that's my primary attribute. Attack speed and armor for agility, and mana regen for... And that's all the same for all the heroes, except for your damage is obviously a primary attribute. So... I've also been trying to work on denying, but this game just didn't work too well, you know, being melee. Not being used to the attack animation, just not happening, so... But here you'll notice I'm already up to about 1,000 HP. 950 is more accurate, but... It's going. I feel like I'm recording at like half speed or something, because my recording says one time and this says another. Well, anyway, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. It shouldn't make too much of a difference. I'm not going to try not to skip anything big, but never know. So there I'm so I died in the intervening time. Now we're 16 minutes in. A bit of a team fight. Me, Nighthound. Now here I am chasing. You'll notice I have the same items I had before, but I do have Helm of the Black Legion now. And he's about 300 with 3 stacks on him. So one hit would be doing the 25 extra, 75. So if I could have cast a couple more times and hit him. So here we have Nighthound coming on me again. Run away. You know, shout on my back, doing the extra damage. That is the nice thing is against Nighthound. He does damage from behind. He gets to do extra damage when he runs and attacks from behind like that. But I get damage reduction from behind, so it's a nice little kind of counter to Nighthound. Or yeah, Night Stalker's the Dodo equivalent. I hate not having unit walk. I run into creeps so much. There, obviously the guy on my team's like, oh, we need to push. You know, it's definitely true. And here, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit more. You'll notice towers. We have no towers in this lane. Both towers here, and I think only one tower there. But I'm going to buy some more. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that. Just skip a little bit, yeah. So there, apparently I got a kill in the intervening time. Again, not too big a thing. Our team's really working on pushing here. I believe the kill I got was mid. We're really trying to push out the lanes, because they're pushing basically in on us the whole time. So here I'm really using my spikes to try and push everything out, do damage to all the creeps in the area, and get the bonus damage against them. So there my team's going back to defend mid, and I'm going to try and keep pushing top. Also, you'll notice I don't have a TP scroll. In the middle of the game here, I really kind of dropped the ball on the TP scrolls. Towards the end of the game, I just actually run out of space. So that's my bad. That tower shouldn't have gone down. I should have defended. But I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I don't really have a TP scroll. What do I do? You know, I'm just gonna push. It's one of those things I always believe people don't do enough of. Is, if someone's pushing one of your towers and you can get a pretty good push on one of theirs, if they come back to defend, then you basically just defended your tower and did tower damage to them. And if they don't, then you get a trade. So as long as you're trading up, it should be fine. Let's see here. Nighthound is obviously just keeps attacking me from behind, taking that damage penalty, and I'm just going to keep casting so I can get the movement speed bonus, and of course running into my creeps like a pro. So there you go. I have my movement speed. I really should not stop casting it now, but it's one of those things where, like, once I kind of get in the mindset of doing it. So running all the way back, I should have probably stopped at the shop and bought a teleport. That would have been so much of a better idea. And here, okay, first vote for us to call for us to concede. It's 20 minutes in. They get one barracks, or tower. They get a tower here. So here I'm coming, running. And Balfgor is going on my guy. I figured he was going to chase there. He didn't, so now I'm a little behind. I Snot Storm. Slow him up. So now, right now I'm 2-1-1. Getting some stacks up. So right now he's at 3 stacks of my spikes. I'm in no mana, but I should use my chalice here. But now I still have mana to cast. And yeah, we're just going to let him go. Try and push out the lane some, I believe. Come on, I have to. Just as far as items now, I do have vestments. I bought this unintentionally. But as I use it, build it for magic armor later, it doesn't really matter. And then Blood Chalice basically turns health into mana. Armadon, it's basically critical. You know, you have so much health, your health pool's so huge, and your mana pool's tiny. So we do get the kill there. He basically just stands there and takes it from us, and I get enough Spine Burst stacks up as well as Corrupted Disciple in order to do some damage. So now we're 3-1, and pushing. Yeah, they still have the tower mid, so we've taken 1 tower of theirs so far, and lost all of our mid towers, all of our top towers, and a bot tower. So they're like 5. They were like 5 towers up on us. Here's another thing. Like I said, I didn't realize Snot Storm obviously should have cast it there, but you live and learn. Also notice at this point they do have 2 guys that are now higher than our entire team. They have Balfgor, or no, Predator at 15, Nighthound at 15, and I'm our highest at 14. Or no, Flint's our highest at 14. I'm only 13. So here we come. Nighthound's is attacking me again, and whoa. Basically, what ends up happening is I do a good bit of damage to him, not a ton, but as soon as my health starts dropping, I get out of there, and my teammates are able to clean him up. So good all around. Right now, I'm working on a Beast Heart, which is I'm saving up 3,200. Should have a TP scroll. There's really no reason to not have a TP scroll. We get a free tower on top, so here I fall back to wait for the creeps. No one else on my team does so. It's one of those things where, I'm down at about a third of my health. It's another thing when you don't realize, you have 500 health when I'm this low. I'm used to having so much less, where if Nim's at this health level, you got like 250, 300, and that's it. So, playing a bit cautious again, a little bit more cautious than probably I should be. But I'm 3-1-2, and more kills than deaths, more assists than deaths are both good things. Here, someone's calling for a vote for us to concede, while we're pushing mid. I don't really get that. See, I start stacking up on Balfgor. He gets graved, and there one of our guys DCs. So at this point, we're up by 2 kills, and the towers are almost even now. They have 2 outside of their base. We have 1 outside of our base, but they do also have a base tower. So they have 1 base tower, 1 regular tower up on us. Here, I realize my teammates are dying. I'm gonna run back in, give them some help. Probably not the best idea, because obviously I should have kept going down instead of running back up. But I do have to wait until Nighthound kind of shows himself. And here we get the stun. Flint hits him, and then I get the last hit. So 4-1-2 after a big push, but we had Rhapsody DC came back. Yeah, she came back, so she just DC'd for a little bit, which isn't that bad. I'm going to skip ahead. Try and get to that end. So here we are trying to push in. We have their base tower. We lost our mid racks, so this is pushing into the strong creeps. They're on our bottom lane, and I'm just basically forcing their team to stay alone. It's basically me versus their whole team, and Balfgor versus all her whole team, or roughly. And here, yeah, I'm just stalling these guys out. And there you go. Corrupted Disciple comes. But as again, got some more items. Have Beastheart here working on not hard Behemoth Heart, not Heart of Tarask. So here I'm getting stacks up on Nighthound. Am I silenced? I didn't realize smoke silenced you. So, there we go there. I'm going to phase boots back across, and then I see this. And I don't actually realize this. This is about the dumbest thing ever. Oh, here's Hammerstorm. Maybe this is what happens. Yeah, so he dies. We see Hammerstorm. And I thought that was Balfgor still, so I'm like, we're chasing around here. I didn't notice he died, which is dumb, obviously. So we're gonna waste some time up here, and I'm just gonna skip ahead. So by this point, you can see our bottom barracks are gone. Our mid barracks are gone. Their mid barracks are gone. They have towers and barracks. We have no towers and no barracks on the top. Here I am, I'm chasing Dampier, but they're pushing into the base, and I'm the only one who can defend, of course. So, just having the AOE, just Flint should be able to, you would think, but he can't stay alive as long, I guess. Yeah, so Flint's over here holding off Demented Shaman, and I'm pushing way too far here. This is dumb. I'm not obviously not doing enough damage. I should just be getting out. So there you go. And now, if you look at the levels, 18, 20, 13, 20, 17, and we have no one that's 20. We have Rhapsody at 13. Well, I guess they have Hammerstorm. So we both have players pretty under-leveled, but they definitely have the level advantage. Here they're destroying our racks again. So they got our mid barracks. Oh no, they have our bottom barracks now. So now they have 2 barracks, we have 1. Yeah, like I said, this game gets ridiculous. So skip ahead again. We're pushing in. This is all our plan. My plan here: push mid, just win the game. Push mid to win is my strat here. Like yeah, they have more barracks. I don't care. We're just the throw. Balcor has so much farm at this point. I'm 7, 2, and 10. Yeah, 10. We were really doing well. Like, so getting kills, killing off all their creeps anyway with my AOE, and Balcor just not getting him. And this stun doesn't really work either. So. Here, I always love when you see these with 2 siege creeps in them. When you know, because like that means this one that's just spawned for us has 2 siege creeps in it. So. You'll notice I have my beast heart now. I'm working on demonic. Yeah, I think that's for demonic. Breastplate. So here we get the push again. We force him back, and here you see me just going for the like, I don't care. I'm doing damage to towers. Like. There, he spawns some minions. Gonna come back, try and take less damage. Here, they're so pushed in. They're now doing damage to our defense towers. And we're waiting on these creeps. So like by now, that I've gotten that down to less than half. But the thing is, I can't do enough damage to Nighthound to really kill him. I can't. So he goes on him, and it's just I don't have a stun. He dies. Kill off the minions though, and now we have these 2 siege creeps. Balcor. I'm not familiar with him as much. He's not one of the heroes that's been free since I've really been playing, and you know, when you play like I do, you don't really see the heroes that aren't the free heroes. So. Here we're taking a ton of damage, and I'm running out. So here, 7, 10, and 2. Yeah, once I see he dies, I'm gone. Like, once I see all 3 of them on him, I'm like, there's nothing I can do. You know, I can maybe put a few spikes in them, but not much. So. The other thing is that they're gonna chase me down. Particularly Nighthound's gonna chase me all the way across the map. But I'm getting 40.9 regen, as well as having Ghost Marchers activating and getting my spine bursts off. Like they're not really doing damage to me at this point. Like there, I was at 1900. They hit me down to 1900. By the time I crossed the river, I've gained 150 health. But yeah, they're not getting it done. So here, I'm going to skip ahead again. Trying to go too far. Yep, that looks pretty much the same. You'll notice, basically now we're just defending. We have 2 barracks down, they have 1. Our mid's still pretty strong. They are down to their towers. We have some buildings in front of them, and they had a player timeout right here. So now it's technically 4v5, but it's 4v5 after how long? Like, skipping ahead again. It's nighttime, and we're defending. Basically, what you'll notice will happen is we just sit here and defend. Obviously, I'm just going to skip ahead because it's not going to be as interesting to you. Basically, the whole time we're just sitting here defending. I'm 8, 3, and 11. They're pushing in. We're fighting off the creeps. We don't have a tower now anymore. Down at the bottom. So they do have now 3 towers on us and a barracks as well. And basically, just having Armadon here is so good just because this AoE damage. I can really take down their creep waves so quickly. Even the bigger creeps, with 2 or 3 spine bursts, they're gone. So it's helping defend. And I'm just trying not to take so much melee damage from Balfgor. But yeah, this game went really late. They have max level 24. And then we get this done. But you notice like our team's still doing fairly well getting kills, Like I don't know why they're pushing one by one, but it's working out for us. So I'm gonna jump ahead just a little bit more. Yeah. Here we go. We're basically pushing top. What ends up happening is I'm pushing and then I kind of called out, and then now I'm trying to run back. And fortunately in the replay, it's not looking like this. My Ghost Marchers were lagging really bad, so I couldn't activate them when I was running back. So now, did they just get mega creeps? I think for now we still have them defended. But yeah. So our team's doing well defending, but it's just one of those things where how long can you hold out against 3 lanes of big creeps and mega creeps? So here, coming down. We have our ranged barracks only. So now we're down to 1 ranged barracks. They lost their outside tower. They still have this tower. They still have that defense tower. So there we see Damp here. We're gonna switch back. We're gonna push out that lane. We're not. We're gonna keep trying to get kills. Get our levels up to fight these guys off. It's basically just ridiculous being at this level even. Having finished, Mock of Brilliance, plus 60 damage, aura damage per second. Shaman headdress, I have magic armor, Beast Heart, you just have so much. And here we get the stuns. The stuns are really what's helping us. The real big team fight. We did have some pretty good supports. This Witch Hunter did a lot. And there you go, 8, 3, and 13 now. You'll notice I did have to sell my chalice, but I get to the point, I have 1200 mana, 3.1k HP. At this point, the only person who can actually take me down is the Nighthound, who's currently dead. I didn't pay attention to this too much. We should. Yeah, there. That's me. I think they're oh, what should we do? I said I feel like we should just push for the throne. Don't care about the other barracks. Don't push this. It's it's one of those things where we're at this point where we're defending for our lives. They basically have mega creeps. We need to win. So here I just cannot get into these fights. I'm using my things, but obviously I was typing. Here I feel like we see kind of an opportunity. Looking at these things, we are pushing into the bigger creeps though, which is really tough. But at this stage of the game, how much damage do the creeps really take to kill? Once you're actually using abilities on them, you're auto attacking. So we're gonna push this, and you'll notice we're 56 minutes to see. This is one of my longest games, I believe. I'm 162, which is obviously at this point a moot point. But I'm using my phase boots to run ahead to hold their creep camps back so we get more space between creep waves. So they do less damage to ours. And they're showing we have Balfcore, but there you go again with the phase boots. Or sorry, it's I watch a lot of Dota, and I have a Mac, so I can't play Dota, which is why I got into Hone actually, and Dota 2. I never played Dota 1. So here basically we see him. This is one of those things like we're pushing as 5, so we're gonna just try and outpush him. He's pushing as 1 right there. The other good thing is at this point when they die, they're down for forever. And this defensive, this is just great. Look at how fast that goes down. So fast. You know, I'm doing almost 300 damage a hit. What's mine? Does it say attack speed? I don't know if it... Yeah, my attack speed's 246. Yeah, I'm doing 291 damage. You just look at the amount of tower damage we do here. And then straight for the barracks, like... So now we have 2 lanes which are now even on big creeps. Here, this is I think a bit of a mistake. I feel like we should have won right here. I mean, I realize it's a little bit like obviously kind of dumb. But like, if our team kept pushing, can they really push us on all with all of us there? I don't think so. They only had 2. I think we could push in, take these towers, and take the throne faster. You know, I'm doing so much damage. Here I just am coming back to pick up the creeps. You know, let my team kind of defend and force them to be like, hey, you know, we're taking tower damage. I'm still pushing here. So now they have mega creeps. And there you go, they got another tower, so. Really just trying to kill as much of their base as possible so all the creeps go to the towers. Try and, you know, not just straight tank tower aggro. Oh, those towers have so much armor. That is one thing, you know, towers. Towers and their armor, 30 armor. But who cares about taking damage from towers? What are they doing? 150 damage? Exactly 152. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and take this. Yeah. So, oh, this is the end of the game. I didn't realize. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, so yeah. So at this point, we pushed up. And there you see the Nighthound. He's doing tons of damage. And I get stunned, phase boots, and I go down. No, well, I didn't get to see his life. He was super low. But I have 5k gold, and you saw what that tower's on. It's on its 3rd health, maybe. Our throne's not taking damage. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit till I'm out. So here, we're fighting. We're just fighting. and trying to stave off, stave off, don't die, don't die, don't die. Such a big thing. And, while we're respawning, they're fighting off. And our turns regenning, because, it does that pretty quickly as long as you're keeping the creeps off it, so... We're pushing out all the lanes we can, as much as you can, When you're up against mega creeps, we do have the benefit of 2 of our lanes are also stronger, but... And maybe I do make a mistake late game. Now I'm 25. I'm doing 250 damage. We have a -5 armor aura on all of us, +5 to our team, because of the demonic. See, I'm hitting for pretty much 300. And 235 attack speed. Do my attack speed go down? So here, I would skip again, but I know how close the end of this game is, and I really just don't want to skip and then miss it and give something away too much. So, yeah, look at the levels on the teams. 25, 21, 24, 25, 25 is my team. They're 22, 25, 18, and 25. It's like we should have this based on levels. But, they have mega creeps, and what can you do against mega creeps? So... But yeah, this whole time you'll just see it. You'll see it. Run top, defend. Run bottom, defend. Run mid, defend. Just make the cycle. The good thing about it is though, we're getting all this farm, all this gold, and their team isn't getting any experience, any gold because basically we just push out and the creeps die. I'm just trying to buy us time on this lane, but once we see that they actually are pushing him with heroes now. Yeah, I can't afford to stay out here. And then I was going to run around and hit this creep wave from the back, but then knowing Nighthound's out there, how much damage can he do? And then this is where the game gets decided right here. I was just like, screw it, Nighthound's dead. 70 seconds. He buys back. Tell me this isn't the craziest thing ever. I phase boost. I'm just running. I know exactly how much is left. Look at that defense tower. A quarter of its health. And I have no idea how much health ruins have. Plus the regen, I don't know. But I'm doing 300 damage hit. No, now my damage went down. How did my damage go down? Maybe I had an aura or something. Regardless, I do a lot of damage. Or maybe it's a spine burst. It's related to one of these. Yeah, 30 attack damage for 10 seconds when I cast a spell. That's what that is. So here, I'm just going for it. Like my team's back defending, and this is probably a bad idea, but look at this tower. Look at it. It's got the -5 aura on its armor, so I'm doing 50 damage a hit. And tower's gone. At this point, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to win. I'm going to win the game for us by just standing here, auto-attacking the shrine. I feel like maybe I should have been using Spine Burst. I don't know. I didn't think it hit buildings, but it probably does. And or Snot Storm, their throne. So if you look, that's right. Their throne's at 2,800, and my team now, 2 of them dead. So the only big guy left is Flint. And oh, this is just so sad. I see that happen. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I can beat it. And then they get the creeps on it, and it goes down, and that's the worst. Yeah. So this game went. I'm 10, 4, and 13. All of our heroes but one are level 25. We have out-leveled them so much, but they had so much push early that I feel like I probably should have just came here. But it was just one of those games. It was just one of those games. I had to upload it. First time playing Armadon, getting to level 25, having this amount of armor, and then just running and just like punching down their towers. Leaving my team to defend. Obviously, something you'd only do in a public game, user game. But really, one of the matches that I thought was great. It was just fun, and I really wanted to upload it. So thanks for watching. Had a good. Hopefully you enjoyed it a little bit. Maybe learned something. Maybe now you think I'm a horrible player or something. And I'm gonna stop this. I don't mind.